All right. Good morning. I hope that you all are doing well. We're so excited to have you joining us this morning. My name is Dimitri Kelly. I am the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs for the Office of First Year Experience. And we are excited to tell you all a bit about our program. We have some special guests with us, Victoria Hamdi from the Academic Advising Center, and one of our students, Ulysses Garcia. Also on, we have our student development coordinator, Sylvia Zamudio, Rose Enriquez, who is our office manager, and Dr. Minerva Chavez, who is our director for the Office of First Year Experience. So before we get diving into our content, we wanted to do a quick post with you all. So if you can text CSUF OFYE 488 to the number 22333 and answer this question for us. How are you feeling about your transition in your first year of college? Your transition into your first year of college, excuse me. And while we're waiting for some of these responses to come in, I just wanted to make a quick note. Throughout our presentation, you should see a Q&A button down at the bottom. Feel free to go ahead and send your questions into the Q&A throughout the presentation. And we have Rose and Victoria who will be responding to some of those questions. But if you would prefer to hold your questions until the end, we'll have a Q&A session there as well. But there is a raise your hand feature, but you don't need to worry about that. You can just launch your questions to the Q&A. Excited, yeah. New experience, unsure, okay.
And then Dimitri, we do have some people who are actually answering in the Q&A portion. One said scared yet excited.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Rose. All right. Yeah, these are some great responses. I think all of these feelings are fairly common transitioning into college. I'm sure everyone on this panel would share similar thoughts as far as their experience when they were getting ready to go off to college. So we're excited to have you all on here. Thank you again for engaging with us. So let's talk a little bit about what we hope you gain from our webinar today. So ultimately, we want to provide you all information about our program and what you can benefit, what benefits are, what benefits you'll receive as a part of our program. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that our students are transitioning in smoothly and getting a great experience, a full experience, and their well-being is being prioritized. And so that's our hope and purpose, to tell you a bit about our program. So what is the Office of First Year Experience? We are a comprehensive program that focuses on supporting undeclared first-year students transition into Cal State Fullerton and through their first year as Titans. We believe our students' well-being and success is the core purpose of our program. and everything we do is rooted in that belief. We have a holistic approach to providing resources and support to our students, including awesome faculty who bring their personal flair to the classroom, engaging genuinely with our students. And we firmly believe that who we are is how we lead. And so we recognize the importance of being intentional in how we work with our students. So we like to bring all of ourselves to our roles. Minerva mentioned earlier, I brought my sock game today. The students and everyone in our program knows I like to keep my sock game strong. And so here we are. Our program, our core goals are academic support, campus involvement, and community engagement. And so that's what we seek to provide while our students are continuing their journey of self-discovery and self-authorship as first-year Titans. From our faculty to our awesome peer mentors, our student success fellows, our Lava Lounge, which is our office center, and then the amazing campus partners that we work with across campus. So ultimately, our students are at the center. So here is our team. Again, Dr. Chavez, who is on, she prefers to be called Minerva, so I'll stop calling her Dr. Chavez. Minerva, myself, Sylvia, and Rose. Our team also consists of our student success fellows who are graduate students, our peer mentors who are undergraduate students, our awesome university faculty, front desk assistants who work within our office space, our campus partners, and you. And we'll talk a bit more about each of these areas in more detail. Minerva, are you on?
Good morning, everybody. I'm super excited to come on and talk to you about one of the components that Dimitri just explained in the previous slide of what is the Office of First Year Experience. You know, when you come in as an undeclared first year student, I came across a student who described being an undeclared in the most perfect way. And I wanted to share with you that quote to really open up and talk about why coming in to the Office of First Year Experience as an undeclared student is really about coming into family. And the student said, and I quote, "There is nothing wrong with being undeclared. It means you are still exploring and you are waiting to make a special decision." And I don't think there's anyone in our office who would say, "Oh no, poor thing, you're undeclared." It's a wonderful opportunity. In fact, research says that those who go in as declared end up changing their majors anyway. So you are in a much better position to really look at the opportunities that are being offered at the university level and take full advantage of them as you open your mind. Many of you at the beginning texted that you were hopeful, that you were ready for this transition, that you are open-minded, that of course you're overwhelmed, you're anxious, but you also said, and here's a really good balance, that you're scared and excited. And I think that is a key to why we have University 100. University 100 sort of houses all of those feelings that you're coming in having, and you are essentially being married to a particular faculty member within the University 100 course that allows you to explore all of these intersecting emotions for you. It's Uni 100, Foundations for College Success, Lifelong Learning, and Self-Development. It is a class that you have the choice to be enrolled in, but quite frankly, I think that you should make it mandatory for yourselves to enroll in this class, especially given that you have that very special decision to make down the road. So here's an opportunity in Uni 100 to get the GE credits that you have for Area E, and to have a place where you are being supported, that your well-being is being supported, that you're able to participate in engaging classes and activities on campus, and that you develop a pride and a connection to the university, to being a Titan. So one of our goals as a university is to provide that transformative experience for you, and the Office of First Year Experience and all of our staff members, all of our family members are here to say, this is where you belong. You belong in this class because we've paired you with faculty, and you'll get to see faculty quotes and who these faculty are in the next 2 slides that we can continue to move on with. But our faculty are a combination of tenured instructors, so instructors that have been there for a very long time, who've earned respect as being scholars and academics, and who know and understand that you are going through a very particular transition and are ready to support you in that. So it isn't necessarily an English 101, a math 110. This is a class where you are, in a sense, you have somebody, you're the wind beneath the wing of someone else, of each other, of peers, and you are in a class where you are supported by a faculty member and a peer mentor, which you will hear more about coming soon. But what is it that students have come away with and said about the class after they've taken it? They said, this class helps you get comfortable with the school, as it is a very new and scary experience or environment. This class was my favorite. I made lots of friends and I will never forget. It challenges you, prepares you, and unites you. So say what you feel. Let yourself grow. You are going to have so much fun in this class. Get to hang out with your peer mentor. Talk to everyone in the Lava Lounge. And the Lava Lounge is a very special place that houses really cool hangout spaces, places where you can come and get your work done, a microwave for you to warm up the food that possibly your parents prepare for you with a lot of love and support. So take advantage of this space that is only for first-year undeclared students who are enrolled in the Uni 100 class. I think I've run out of time, but if I have, we'll have the next person come up and talk about the peer mentors.
Thanks, Minerva. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sylvia Samulio. As mentioned earlier, I do serve as the Student Leadership Development Coordinator in the Office of First Year Experience. And a lot of that really means that I work with the student leaders that are embedded within the office, primarily being the peer mentors. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about who the peer mentors are, what you can expect from them, or how you can even engage with them. First and foremost, these peer mentors are current students. A lot of the time there are students that at one point took University 100, so they're very familiar with that experience. They do get a lot of training. I think we calculated yesterday at around 133 hours of training, just so they can be better equipped as role models, support systems for you, and really active people of support for you, just because navigating a new space can be really difficult and daunting if you don't know your way around, or if you don't know anybody already in our 40,000 plus campus. So beyond being volunteers, trained and certified, they are also embedded in all your Uni 100. What that means is that every time you're in Uni 100, they're in Uni 100. So expect to be able to see them there, expect them to be able to ask them questions on their experience, and also ask them questions about things that you maybe be curious about. You know, have you ever heard about this? Have you ever heard about that? Do you know where I can get information? They're really just embedded in that class to be that connection for you. And their peers. They also work really closely with other campus organizations. So within just being peer mentors, they're also student leaders in other components of our campus. So they have a really large area of access. They know a lot of things on campus that could be beneficial to you. The only thing is that you would have to go and ask them, and luckily they're in all Uni 100. So right now we have one peer mentor per every Uni 100 class. And also this opportunity is not just for upperclassmen. So when you go through Uni 100 and you're done with that experience around springtime, you're able to apply and kind of give back to the community by also serving as a peer mentor during your second year. We love our peer mentors. They spend a lot of time supporting our students, putting on great activities, putting on great workshops, and just really being there and supporting the community to make sure that they feel supported. Another student leadership team that I am also responsible for is our graduate student fellows. They're actually all graduate students. At one point, they were all similar majors, but they're not now. I think right now we have a mix of counseling, teaching, grad students. We have some higher ed before. So what these do, what these teams does is different than peer mentors because they're more on the coaching component. That means that whatever goals you decide that are going to be important for you to achieve, either within the first week, the first month, the first semester you're there, that's who your person is. That's that success coach that really sits there with you and walks down the path of creating a goal. How are we going to make this into a timeline and how we're going to achieve it? And then so much more than they come back and say, hey, how was that goal? Did you achieve it? I know you wanted to study. Were you able to study? And so they're that encouragement person for you that helps you really navigate what you really want to do. Nothing to do specifically with academics, everything to do with how you're learning about yourself. So that self-development component does also come through with the success coaching. Another cool thing that they do is these chill and chat discussion groups. What we found is that students would have, let's say the first semester started and they would have issues surrounding like, how do I manage my time now? I work, I help my family because I have younger siblings or I have responsibilities at home. And I also have all these classes. I'm having a difficult time management. And if there's a lot of that, common thread between all your peers, they go in and create what they call a chill and chat. And it's literally what it sounds like. You go into a room, you chill, right? You're hanging out together, usually over pastries, maybe some tea or coffee. And then you just talk. You talk about what your stresses are, what's going on. And as a community, you create these guidelines on how that discussion groups really looks like. It's not therapy, but it's definitely just sitting in a circle and saying, you know what, this is what's going on. These are some techniques that worked for me before. What do you all think? And the SSF is really there to help you navigate, finding a solution, not really just coming together to discuss issues, but definitely coming and having a solution. So when you walk out of that chill and chat, you feel a little bit more relieved, a little bit more equipped to take on the rest of your day. Whereas success skill workshops are specific to different topics. They've done anything from financial literacy, navigating personal relationships, how to navigate conflict, right? Conflict's not bad, but what happens if you have conflict and then you're stressed out because it's midterms and your partner is not talking to you or your friend just, how do you navigate all that? It can seem really overwhelming, where a success coach is really built in to help you navigate some of those things that are in your sphere of control. So that's what they do. They are different than peer mentors because they are graduate students, but they're definitely also an added level of encouragement that's built in for you to be successful within the first year.
So before we continue, there's been some questions in the Q&A regarding students who are declared and know what they're wanting to study when they come to Cal State Fullerton. So I just wanted to emphasize that our program, the Office of First Year Experience, is for undeclared students, undeclared first year students. However, each of the academic colleges should have space each of the academic colleges do have space and support for first year students as well. Each college has a academic success center that you can go and engage with the academic colleges and get the support you may need within that college. As far as our space in the Lava Lounge, as I mentioned earlier, this is our office center. Students come here for meetings with our staff to study and work on class assignments, study groups, work with tutors, or simply just hang out and socialize. It's really sort of the hub, and it's exciting. The name Lava Lounge actually came from the students themselves. There was once a time where we had lava lamps in our space, and when we were coming up with a name for what the space would be called, the students submitted that as a suggestion. So we went with the Lava Lounge. It was nice and cozy, welcoming, and so that's what it's been. Our space, in our space, we host a variety of co-curricular programs and engagement opportunities to help our students further discover themselves and their needs throughout their first year transition, and ultimately build a sense of belonging within the Cal State Fullerton community. Our co-curricular program design is really all about helping you become rooted in your Titan experience. We'll address topics from personal and/or university identity and culture, developing success skills, connecting to the campus community, hopefully connecting back to your home communities, exploring potential pathways with our campus partners, building structures for your own sustained success moving beyond your first year, and ultimately paying your experience forward to the next year's first year students. And so we like to keep sort of a cyclical experience for our students. And as you just heard from Sylvia, many of our first year students do come back as peer mentors because of the experience they've had. And so it's been a pleasure serving with this program and seeing how things are continuing to evolve. Each year, things get better and better as we bring in new students who also bring themselves to our community. So ultimately, this is a space where we want to have as a home away from home for you. When we work with our campus partners, as you might imagine, we work with a variety of campus partners to ensure we're guiding our students to the resources and support they may need for their well-being and success. I shared with our students during the fall semester that I believe nothing we do in our program matters if our students' well-being and holistic success isn't being prioritized. And so we seek to help our students connect with our campus partners and broadest campus engagement opportunities to make sure that they are building familiarity with building a familiarity that will help them navigate their success beyond their first year, building community, building an understanding of the campus and campus partners, building those relationships in meaningful ways so that when they're no longer a student in our University 100 class, that they are still receiving all of the support and whatnot that they will need to succeed. I love bowling, so I wanted to make sure to have a bowling picture of the bowling alley. These are some of our students who went bowling. We have a lot of engagement opportunities across campus, even going to the Fullerton Arboretum, which is right next to campus. There are a number of things working with our Titan Well to do different workshops or things around stress management and things like that. And one of our most important campus partners, the Academic Advising Center. And so Victoria will talk a bit more and perhaps answering some questions about the work that you all may do with her in the future, in the coming semester. We wanted to share with you all some of the testimonials from our students. Minerva shared some earlier, but here are some other words from some of the students who wanted to express their enjoyment and their excitement and what they gained from our program. This student said, it was a great experience and I appreciate the office very much. And I hope to continue to be a part of it in the future. I'm so glad there's a program for undeclared students. Going into CSUF, I've told myself that I will just figure things out on my own and just try to ask people around. I'm so glad I made the decision to enroll in University 100. I thought this class was going to be a waste of time, but it made me feel comfortable and made me feel a part of something bigger. OFYE helped me make the transition from high school to college, and I cannot thank this program enough. So warm to hear our students expressing their gratitude for the experience that they've had with us at Cal State Fullerton. We have one of our current students on, Ulysses Garcia, who's going to share some of his thoughts. But before we do that, we want to do another pulse with you all to check and see how are you feeling about attending Cal State Fullerton. And so you should be able to text into the same number to share your responses.
One second.
Ulysses, while we're waiting for these responses to come in, would you like to go ahead and start sharing some of your experience?
Sure. So when I first came to Cal State Fullerton, I was really scared and shy. I didn't really talk a lot in any of my classes. I remember the first day I went into University 100, I sat in the back and I really didn't talk at all until my faculty, Sylvia, put me in the front. And then she made me talk to the peer mentor, and they really helped me. I talk a lot now. I'm always in the Lava Lounge. Honestly, when I first walked into Lava Lounge, they made me feel like home. They were so welcoming and open. As soon as I walked in, they started talking to me. I think Minerva was there, and she complimented my hair. She was so excited to see my hair, and that really meant a lot to me. When I walked into University 100, the first thing my faculty asked me was, how are you doing? Is there anything you have questions about? And that really helped because I did have a lot of questions. I was so lost coming into Cal State Fullerton. It was such a big campus and so many classes and so many questions, so many procedures that I needed to do in order to actually be here. And they really sat down with me and helped me step by step, especially for registering for classes and anything else I ever needed. And they also had discussions, chill-in chats, workshops, and they were really fun. I remember one, it was called Color Your Stress Away, and we just sat down and colored. That's literally all we did. We just sat down, colored, talk about how we're doing and how we could help. Oh, there's more. Let's see. Certain helpful attending paperwork. Okay. Is there anything else?
Ulysses, I'm actually going to interject and ask, yes, you were a continual presence in the Lava Lounge in that space. And now you continue to be, now you are a leader for our program. What made you go from having felt like the students are right now? I mean, we're seeing the word cloud. I'm sure that you can relate because that was just you, what, like maybe 15 weeks ago, right, Ulysses? That this is what you were feeling, still overwhelmed, still kind of lost. And now you have decided to take on a very prominent role for the Office of First Year Experience. Tell us why.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be a peer mentor this coming semester. I felt like I got so much help my first semester being in the Lava Lounge with everyone around that I wanted to give the same experience to the new people. They literally sat down and helped me when I needed it. They just came to talk to me. They sat down next to me, just trying to make conversation. And I feel like that's what I want to do. I want to be that welcoming presence in the Lava Lounge. I want to be able to be like, give the answers to people that need them.
And you know what, Ulysses, as you were talking, I saw the word relief. So I'm hoping that relief really comes from students understanding that, you know, first of all, Ulysses, that it's okay and it's expected that you be overwhelmed, kind of lost, hopeful, and excited, because that is what the transition is about. And this is the point where you become a young adult ready to make decisions that impact you and the choices that you will be making on campus. Yes, that's important. And no, you shouldn't be doing it alone. You should have people behind you supporting you with these, with balancing all of these emotions. You should have people like Ulysses behind you. You should have people like us who are facing you right now. And I would like to ask everybody to show their faces now, that we come together, because we're going to be transitioning into the Q&A session. But yes, feeling this way is expected. No, you are not alone. We at the Office of First Year Experience are here to help you navigate it in a successful way, in a way that leaves you feeling like you've gained skills to be able to tackle more overwhelming feelings, more feelings of feeling lost, more feelings of excitement as you continue to travel through the years at Cal State Fullerton, because that is about supporting you to be a Titan, to get that Titan experience. Lisa, thank you so much for it. Anything else that you wanted to add while I was talking?
You should join the class. Not really.
I should join the class. I will. I'll be popping into all of the Uni 100s.
So feel free to send your questions into the Q&A. We're getting ready to answer questions live. And as those questions are rolling in, I want to clarify in case we hadn't clarified as of yet. The University 100 course is a fall semester only course. It's structured to help our first year undeclared students transition into the university. And then you would continue with us throughout the entire year with the various programmatic elements and things that we have for you to get engaged and involved on our campus.
Thank you, Dimitri. Yeah.
And so there tends to be a lot of questions. We've had students who hear about our program after the fact, and unfortunately, they won't be able to be a part of our program because the University 100 class, enrolling in University 100 is what becomes the gateway to our being a participant of our program. And so we just wanted to specify and clarify that if you do want to be a part of our program, we will be so excited to have you. Enrolling in University 100 will be your gateway to our program. Typically, enrollment happens during orientation, but of course, while we're all going through this pandemic, there are some shifting things with how orientation is being done. And Victoria may be able to share a bit more as far as how that enrollment process will go so that you can be a part of our program.
Hi everyone, good morning. I want to introduce myself. My name is Victoria Barrera Hamdi, and I am the Major Exploration Coordinator with the Academic Advisement Center. So my role is to help support you in helping you find a major that you want to declare to. So we do it through a variety of ways. I am your dedicated Major Exploration Advisor as well as Academic Advisor in the Academic Advisement Center. We have a full team of advisors to help you. It's about 10 of us, and we are your home department. So when you have questions about academic policies, advising, campus referrals, anything like that, you would come over to see us, and we're more than happy to, help guide you in the right direction to whatever that resource might be. As far as registration, I know that there's a lot of questions about, when will that happen? You will be contacted once, you do have to accept admission. So that's the first step. So make sure that you're accepting your admission. And then also make sure that you keep checking your email. That's the most important thing because we always send out all your updates to your email. And then it will explain the registration process that's going to be happening in about a couple months, okay? Some important things to know when you are preparing to enter here for the fall is your AP scores. So if you have, if you have done any type of AP tests and you have the scores, please send them as soon as possible to Cal State Fullerton, okay? And we do not receive them from your high schools. They have to be sent by the College Board. So very, very important. The other thing is that if you have been completing any courses at a community college, let's say that your high school had a very specific program with Mount SAC, ELAC, any of those, please make sure that you contact that community college in their records division to have them send over your transcripts to be evaluated by Cal State Fullerton, because you could have potential college credit, which is very important. Okay, so definitely get those things done. That will help with your registration, and that way we can also have it uploaded into what we call your degree audit and see where you stand as far as how many classes to take, things like that. When you start in the fall, you can always make an appointment with myself and we'll talk about majors, career paths. If you are thinking I really don't know what I want to do, that's okay, okay? That's the best part about our program. We have a lot of workshops with other departments. You get to, explore, and that's the fun part about being undeclared. You have so many things to really get engaged with. If you're living in the residential community, we have Pine Residence Hall, which will be dedicated for undeclared next year. Okay, so if you are assigned there, you have a whole community that you'll be a part of. So with that being said, I'm gonna close it out. If you have any questions, especially about like, advising, go ahead, put them in, and then I'll start answering them. Also, please visit our website. It's www.fullerton.edu/AAC. And there's a lot of resources on there. One of the things for students who are interested about nursing, we do have a full list of options and how that works as far as like the nursing program, because I know I've been getting a lot of questions in the Q&A about that. So please refer to that link. You'll see it, it's under major exploration when you click it at the top. And it says undeclared/nursing. One thing to know, we do not have a pre-nursing program. So you really need to take a look at all the information that's laid out. And if you have any additional questions, make sure you reach out to the School of Nursing and contact them. Their contact information is also on that page as well.
I want to add something that I wanted to talk about during the Uni 100 section. We do have a University 100. It is open for all first-year undeclareds within the Office of First Year Experience. We've said before, there are University 100 courses for those who are declared in other colleges. They're all very different, so you're going to have to go back to your college to ask them about their first year experience and any specific courses associated with it. One of the things that we're starting this fall 2020 is that we are also taking advantage of the fact that many of you in high school applied for and have now a seal of biliteracy that is associated with your graduation and added to your high school diploma. So we want to foster the ability that you prioritize multiple languages, that you come in having multiple languages. It is a way to cement the idea that we are a multiliteracy campus who values the resources that you come in having. So this fall 2020, we will also have a University 100 that will be taught in Spanish for native and non-native speakers. So we welcome anyone who is interested in just having the experience of the University 100 in Spanish. It is not that you need to be absolutely fluent in this course. The majority of the time it will be taught in Spanish, but you can speak in any language that you prefer while you're in the class. We are trying to capitalize on those who have received their seal of biliteracy, though it is not exclusive for them. Anyone is welcome to enroll. And we also are having, for the very first time, a University 100 focused on the concept of brotherhood, or through a shared lens of brotherhood for those who self-identify as men. Any of you who self-identify as men are welcome to apply to the University 100. That will be for men.
And just as a reminder, because they are Uni 100s that are going to be partnered with our office, they also will have peer mentors embedded in that University 100 course. There is already a specific Spanish peer mentor, and a male identified peer mentor also will be joining that class. So nothing is less, there's just another group of community that you can learn exactly with everybody else, but in a specific content. So really exciting. I know Minerva and a lot of our faculty partners are excited to continue to develop the curriculum to ensure that all of our students are benefiting at 100% everything they can from our course. Like Dimitri mentioned, this is only a course that's offered in the fall. Unfortunately, if you don't enroll in the fall this semester, next year you're considered second year, so you wouldn't really be a first year. And it's something that we try to encourage our first years who are coming in to take, especially if you're undeclared, because you get that general education credit right from the beginning. You get endless amount of support through our office. Our student leaders, our campus partners. Victoria is an asset in our office that we love and hold her dear, because she is a direct connection to that major exploration component that a lot of people find themselves needing maybe year 2 when they're looking at, oh, now you have to declare and I didn't make any, any connections to resources and I don't know where to go. And so a lot of that panic really comes down because we have all these components embedded for you. And we do that with a purpose to just make sure that you not only make it with a good transition the first semester, it's the whole time you're here. So we are really glad that you took some time to get to know who we are, and we encourage you to continue to ask those questions, because any question really will help clarify things for you and maybe some of the peers that are also watching along.
I'm gonna put Ulises on the spot. Ulises, turn your mic on. Let me ask you some questions.
Okay.
How did you find out about University 100 when you think back, way back, like just a few weeks ago, essentially, when you were new, you came in. What made you decide, okay, I'm gonna do Uni 100, I'm gonna enroll in Uni 100? Because I would imagine you were feeling just as overwhelmed and a little bit lost and excited as many of the students who are listening to us right now.
It was during orientation when they took away all the declared students and they just left a bunch of undeclared students in the little hall. And then the Office of First Year Experience came out, and then everyone was all happy and full of energy. And then I think you guys did a little game, and you have to turn around and talk to people behind you, and that just really kicked it off. And then I think you showed a video, and that just really made the office seem so fun. And then at the end, you guys said free printing, so that helped too.
Rose, I see you nodding your head. You want to talk to us a little bit about that orientation experience that Ulises was talking about, and the kind of energy that you notice when you are at orientation, which is really essentially during late summer, right, Rose?
Sure. So I coordinated the orientation last year that Ulysses was talking about. So definitely we come in with some high energy. I know it's early in the morning and you got a full day, but definitely we are there throughout the day in terms of helping you register for the class. So for example, to register for University 100, you will be prompted during your registration process. I believe Victoria and her team are going to be there, and we will talk a little bit more in detail about University 100 itself. And actually there is a webinar going on right after this about orientation if you're curious, www.fullerton.edu/welcome day. And there is a webinar about orientation if you're wondering what I'm talking about and how you register and so forth. So definitely our team is there. We talk about the class, we talk about, the peer mentors, our campus partners, so on and so forth. But we bring the energy, we'll bring activities, we'll bring our team, and we're really just there to support you, especially if you have any registration questions. Other than University 100, a lot of our teams are CSUF alumni, and so we understand really the process of how to navigate orientation.
And I want to impress upon too, why is it important to affiliate yourself from the very beginning to a particular space on campus? It's a good navigational tool that you should come in having, knowing that you're coming onto a campus that has 40,000 people in it. You're coming into a tiny little community, not so tiny, 40,000, right? 40,000 people will be on campus that very first week. Part of helping you with balancing a new space, a new experience, is knowing that you have at least one point of contact already at the university. That could be the Office of First Year Experience. And so we highly encourage you to truly consider registering for Uni 100 so that you can benefit from all of the support that you see in the slide in front of you. And so there's one space. Any question that you may have, or you may not even know how to initially vocalize a particular question, you could just come in, say hello to us, chill for a minute, get yourself together, and if you need someone to talk to during that particular time, we are here to help you. It is a good experience for you to know that you have that, at least that one point of contact of people, of staff, of students willing and ready to help you, to take your hand and essentially lead you, and then let go of your hand so that you can continue to grow in the university in this particular first semester. Anyone else want to add from our staff members?
Yeah, I want to remind everyone that for Welcome Day, right, it's really an exploration of what Cal State Fullerton can offer you. And what we're here to say, not only as the Office of First Year Experience, but as maybe staff members, alumni of Cal State Fullerton, is that the whole institution is really committed to supporting first year students. And like Dimitri mentioned, right, our assistant dean, he mentioned that every college, whether you know what that college is something that you're probably going to be navigating soon, has a version of this, right? It might not be like as extensive as our office, or it might just be a course, it might be a peer mentor components. They all have something in place, right? They all have success centers, versions of it in place to support your transition. The point of that is that you as a student need to know that that's embedded in there. So going out to ask the questions to your college, hey, what kind of tools do you have so I can have a good transition, is going to be something that you're able to do, because the whole university has already decided that this is really important to us. So we're going to do this. We just happen to be a whole office that's established for that, for the purpose of supporting Undeclared. So even if you find yourself maybe already with a major or not, know that there is a system of support already in each college, because the whole university already is saying that this is important for us. So throughout Welcome, I encourage you to really look into Cal State Fullerton and see all the things that it can offer to you. So you do decide that you want to come here and that you want to be part of our community, because we've had peer mentors who were never in Uni 100 and they turned around and said, I want to be a Uni 100 peer mentor, because that's something that I might have needed that time. And I think that's important for us to give back. So definitely having that tight community and having that neighborhood kind of feel where we're like, yeah, we're going to support each other and we're going to make sure that we're all successful, right? Not just because of us, but because someone turned around and said, hey, do you need help? And I'm going to help you through this, right? That is like the Titan way. I myself am an alumni. I got my bachelor's and my master's here. And I know my counterpart, Rose, is also an alumni. And we both love Cal State Fullerton for those exact reasons, where we find our community and we work there and we love it. And I think that's something that you can have if you want it from Cal State Fullerton. But it does come with what Dr. Chavez said, you need to find your community. You need to embed yourself in it and allow yourself to grow, because everybody in our office wants to see you succeed and wants to see you grow, and whatever that is.
Rose, I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute, and I'm going to tap into the expertise that you have for the last few years, having been a very core component of orientation and serving the undeclared population year after year. What would you say are are like 3 takeaways that you want the students who are listening to right now, the 3 takeaways for them to come in? They might be feeling, yeah, you know, Cal State Fullerton's a huge contender right now. They've accepted me. I'm seeing that there is likely a space for me. I'm kind of interested in Uni 100. They say yes, they come to orientation. But what would you say should be their 3 takeaways related to their experience as how they're feeling right now?
Definitely, I think the support system. You know, a lot of our staff members are, like Sylvia was saying, like alumni. So we come back for a reason, because we ourselves had support and mentorship. So support system, the second one, mentorship for sure. Ulysses, I know a lot of the times when we do our programming, I'm able to have conversations with him and talk about, you know, his first year, his journey. And so the mentorship isn't only about in the professional sense, but we also bring this familial sense at Cal State Fullerton. So if you're walking around campus, and Ulysses knows this, we will say hi to you if you're across, you know, campus. So definitely the support system is really, really strong. And there's a reason why I would say, I would call myself a double alumni. You know, I did my undergrad there. I've been here since 2008. And I just recently finished for my master's at Cal State Fullerton. So there is always a reason why people like me, who was a first gen, come back to this campus because of the support system. So I know that was 2, but I think that really encompasses what I mean, that CSUF is near and dear to my heart, and that the support system, you'll feel it. And it's genuine, definitely.
And I'll invite all staff members and Ulises. Ulises is a staff member with us today and probably from now on because he's a student leader. But what are the takeaways for our students? And in the meantime, I also want to challenge our students. There are over 40 of you. Perhaps some of you are sitting next to your parents, next to your guardians, next to your mentors. Submit questions for us. You know, we've got 10 minutes. We'd love to focus on your perspective, on your specific questions right now, whether they are specifically related to Uni 100, to the peer mentors, to the Student Success Fellows, to Office of First Year Experience. Any questions you might have right now. But I'd like to invite our staff to sort of also have some takeaways for our students as we're beginning to close up.
So I want to add that as Sylvia and Rose were talking, I was thinking, many students may come in looking at college as an opportunity to, further develop themselves, an understanding of who they are, deepening their own understanding of their identity. Some students may be looking at this as an opportunity to reinvent themselves, going to a new space, meeting a new community, building that sense of identity away from home in a sense. And so we want to encourage you all that bring all of yourself to your experience as much as you're comfortable with. I mentioned earlier that we like to bring all of ourselves to our roles and to the things, the ways that we're engaging with you all. And so we encourage you to do the same. It may be take some time to build that comfort, to build that trust to a capacity where you can be vulnerable, where you can step out and take some risks and exploring some things in different ways that you've not explored before. But that is what college is about, right? Taking an opportunity to explore things in a new way that helps you gain more understanding of yourself and a better, more clarity in the pathway that you're leading down, right? The journey, like was mentioned earlier, it is a journey, right? There was a question in the Q&A earlier about, how do I figure out, if I am declared, but still don't know what I want to do, right? Well, one, Victoria is our major exploration advisor. She's great, does a wonderful job working with our students in that capacity. However, I also want to encourage you that trying to figure out what you want to do for your career for the rest of your life isn't as urgent as it may seem, right? That's why our program focuses on developing an understanding of yourself. The better you understand yourself, your strengths, your interests, the things that you are genuinely drawn to, that can help provide some clarity in the pathway that you're moving down, right? And so I want to encourage you all in that regard, and know that we are here to support you all. And one other takeaway that I'll add is be advocates for yourself. Students are the core of any university, and so that's one thing that we like to make sure our students understand, is that none of us would have jobs if you all weren't there, right? And so we keep our students at the first and forefront of everything that we do. I can't speak for other universities, but know that when you come to Cal State Fullerton, there are people who genuinely care about who you are as a person and want to see you succeed, all right? That is what we're all here for, is helping you define your pathway and get the resources and support and understanding the education, the knowledge that you need for the journey that you're walking.
Anyone else from our staff members who want to provide some takeaways for our students?
I'll say just one thing. If you go back to the virtual, welcome day page, and you scroll down and you see the different webinars, definitely click on the academic advisement one. That one is dedicated solely to undeclared students. So when you are viewing that webinar, it's going to answer a lot of questions about, like what's the major exploration process and how much time do I have, things like that. And those are very important questions. And just like Dimitri was saying, like, yes, we want to focus on you, and it's not a big rush. I get a lot of students who, when they are coming in as undeclared, they feel like there's a stigma on them, like something's wrong because they don't come in with a major. One thing to know is that your friends who come in with a declared major, they tend to change their major about 2 to 3 times. So that's very normal. Whereas an undeclared student, you get to explore, you take some time, and it's all about developing you as a person, developing your interests, because the person that you are right now, graduating from high school, you're going to change, I guarantee you, at least by like the end of your first year, because you're going to be exposed to so many new classes, perspectives, programs, and that's the goal. We want you to grow. And during this time, if you check in with us in the AAC and we have these, advising conversations about, okay, which classes do you want to take? We have some fabulous ones. Like we have one called Dinosaur World. And I currently have an undeclared student who, her passion is really like, maybe I want to go into geology and paleontology because it's a geology class. And, learning just like so many different things that maybe you've never thought of or even heard about. So that's the whole goal of Be Undeclared, is to open up and embrace this time to really explore about like your interests, other things. And, some important things to know, and you'll see it through the webinar that the AAC has, all of our students who are undeclared, like a good majority of them are very successful, high GPAs. Yes, you can graduate in 4 years. Students often get scared. They're like, if I come in undeclared, does that mean that I'm going to be here, for 6 or 7? Depending on the program that you're going into, you can graduate in 4 years. So, if you have any concerns about that, reach out to us in the AAC.
Wow, such a good, I guess, large piece of information from AAC that I think our students get overwhelmed with just registering and figuring out what to do. But I think my biggest takeaways, to answer your question, Minerva, are to take a chance on yourself, really, as a student. There is no one way to do college. And I can tell you that because I work with college students every day. My job is specifically to develop leaders, but also to help people explore their experience. And that's lived experience, college experience, maybe familiar experience, all of that. Just take a chance on yourself, right? If this seems like that's going to vibe what I think I'm going to need in college, then give yourself that chance to really have that experience. Next is Cal State Fullerton has a ridiculous amount of support systems. We have so many clubs, so many organizations that are developed by our students. We have all kinds of things. So if you want to develop something, right, you have the opportunity to do that through Student Life, right? But this is a first year type program that if you are undeclared, you are already having the key to getting in. But the thing is that you have to enroll in Uni 100. So you have to allow yourself to take that chance to take that one semester to really focus on who you are, what's important to you, what your values look like. And lastly is to celebrate your success. I mean, we are in a pandemic, but that doesn't take away with everything you've worked for. Having a high school diploma is a big achievement. Celebrate it. Getting into a college, getting into more than one college, those are all amazing things. Be proud of yourselves. If Cal State Fullerton is saying like, oh, it's creeping into my heart, then celebrate that. Even if it's not, then say, you know what, it's not. But I got into college. Celebrate that. I know I'm proud of you. I can also anticipate and say that all of my colleagues are proud of you because college is amazing. Right? But getting into college was so hard, and you need to celebrate that. You need to stop and say, wow, I did that. And now I have options, and now I'm looking at things. Go ahead and celebrate that. Allow yourself to be happy for yourself. Even if the rest of society might be in a pandemic, it's still a big achievement. Be proud of yourself, because I know at Cal State Fullerton OFYU, we are proud of you.
Thank you, Sylvia. We have a great closing, but I want to ask if Ulises has one takeaway and then send it back to Dimitri to close us all up.
One of the takeaways that I got from Sylvia's class was to really celebrate your achievements, because I think you said that it's not easy to get into Cal State Fullerton. You shouldn't put it down because you did something. You should be proud of it. You actually got in when others didn't get accepted. And that really helped. And then at the end of the celebration, at the end of the semester, you guys had a celebration for saying you did something. You completed your first semester. Others didn't. Some dropped, but you didn't. You're still here, and you should be proud of that. And that really helped. And yeah, that's my takeaway.
Absolutely. Taking time to celebrate the successes along the way is so important, and we want to celebrate those things with you all. As we close out, we want to thank you all again for taking time to join us. We hope that this information has been helpful for you and getting a bit better understanding about the Office of First Year Experience and what your experience can be at Cal State Fullerton. If you want to learn a bit more about our program, you can go to our website at fullerton.edu/OFYE. If you want to watch any of the webinars that you may have missed, you can go to the Welcome Day replays link that I've provided there, tinyurl.com/2020 Welcome Day replay. And if you have any continued questions or anything you just want to already begin to engage with us, you can either contact us via email at firstyearexperience@fullerton.edu or follow us on Instagram at CSUF_OFYE. Thank you all again for taking time to join us today, and we hope that we have the opportunity to see you all in the fall.
Bye, everyone. Have a great virtual CSUF Welcome Day.